Ultimate.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.
Equity.
I will kick it off. So Ren, look, there are a number of cracking companies I think that we could choose from around the world. Stocks have done pretty well for themselves.
Stocks have done well over the years.
Stocks have done really well over the years. And look, I'm really looking forward to pitching some of these stocks that are on the watch list on the hypothetical portfolio.
Yeah.
You know, if I stick with the retail theme, we've got Restoration Hardware. I know you like Home Depot, but Restoration Hardware is one that I'm looking forward to pitching. Disney, I'm still really enjoying. There's one called SPSC, which is a company in the States that provides cloud-based supply chain management software that's sort of appealing. And of course, Airbnb, I don't think we've put into the portfolio yet either. However, I'm going to be doing something quite bold for two reasons here. One is that I think usually I do a retail stock.
Yeah, you got to do retail. You are the retail whisperer.
I'm not doing retail. I'm trying to break my mold.
Equity mates, 2021, we should all work together to try and get Bryce labelled as the retail whisperer in the Australian Financial Review. That would be a good goal for the year.
That would be epic. But I don't know if I could back
There's
that
currently Queensland University of Technology professor Gary Mortimer that every time there's a retail story on like the news or anything, he's always the one quoted. I don't know
need to
why,
change that.
but like when I was at Coles and you'd get like the daily news extract of all the retail stories, he was always the one quoted. He's just somehow got a monopoly on being quoted in the media about retail stories.
Okay.
That needs to be you.
Okay.
Bryce v. Gary Mortimer, 2021. I'm calling it. Let's do it.
So that's the first bold thing.
Hold on. I hope I got his name right. Anyway, keep going.
I'm breaking out of the retail for this year. And the second bold part of this is that I'm actually going to be pitching a stock that isn't yet publicly listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm confident that it will IPO this year.
I mean, if it doesn't IPO, I automatically get the win.
Of course. Yeah. So I'm risking a lot here, putting myself on the line. But I think that I like the company. It's something that I have enjoyed researching because it's in an area that I've wanted to get exposure to and never have taken the time to really dig deep into it. And look, IPOs were popping like crazy last year, and I'm hoping that this thing pops as well and continues to run. So yeah, risky move, but it's bold.
Are you going to keep me in suspense, or are you going to let me know what the company is?
The company, well, firstly, there's a lot of IPOs coming, but we can probably do an episode on that. No,
Bryce is coming off a Brett Lee length to run up here.
The company is Roblox.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Not. I don't know about it. I've heard the name.
Yeah. So I think so it's an online gaming platform. It's a company that creates this online gaming platform, and it is massive. It started in 2006. I'd never heard of Roblox, sorry. But it's a sandbox game, Ren, and a sandbox game is a video game with a gameplay element that kind of gives players a lot of creativity to interact in environments with other people. So the most well-known, I would say, would be Minecraft. You've heard of Minecraft?
I have. Never played it.
Never played it either. Yeah, caveat here, neither Ren or I are really gamers, although you do love Tiger Woods. What is it? PGA
the PGA
Golf.
game, yeah.
PGA Golf. So yeah, it's competing with Minecraft, but it's massive. I think in terms of total players, it was ranked in the top 15 games worldwide.
Okay.
That's against the Pac-Mans of the world.
What, like League of Legends,
Yeah,
StarCraft,
exactly,
FIFA,
all those ones.
Yeah.
So why do I like Roblox? Well, firstly, as I mentioned, it's a game in the gaming industry, and I have always wanted to get exposure to the gaming industry. Haven't bought any ETFs to do with it, but it triggered my, I guess, interest to explore this industry. And I'm not a gamer myself, as I said, but this has really opened my eyes to a whole world of opportunity of understanding how these companies work and really the sheer scale of them. Like it's phenomenal, the amount of people that they're capturing in their environment, and the ability to monetize that is very appealing. So the video game industry is estimated to be worth about 200 billion in the next couple of years. So it's currently about 150 billion. So some pretty decent growth coming over the next sort of 2 or 3 years. Roblox, though, has two appealing elements for me. The network effect. We love companies that have a network effect, and that means that the more people that use the platform, the better the platform will become, and the more, I guess, the better the experience for everyone using the platform would become. Would you agree that that is a definition of the network effect?
It is. It is. I'm interested to know how the network effect applies here.
Yeah. So Roblox.
Wait, hold on. Maybe before you move on from defining it, maybe give an example for people who.
Perfect example would be social media platforms or Facebook, for example. The more of your friends that are on Facebook, the more engaging and, I guess, rewarding your experience is going to be on Facebook. If you were the only person on Facebook, it'd be shit.
Yeah, nice.
So Roblox relies on its users to actually create the environments that people interact in. So the more people that come on and create environments, the better the platform will become, the more people that will come onto it. And there's two incentives. That is, one, incentivize developers to come and build environments, and then two, incentivize the users to come and interact in these environments. And the second effect that I think is great is that it has a pretty good social effect. So people build avatars, and in some cases they then spend a whole bunch of money on these avatars and create a whole world that is essentially their second person and interact within the game in a social environment. They're actually trying to create their own sort of category, which is called co-human environment. And they see this as a big play when it comes to virtual reality, where people create these avatars and worlds and will eventually be able to really submerge themselves and interact through VR or whatever it may be. So that's sort of what it does in a nutshell. Any questions thus far?
I mean, no.
Okay.
No, I don't really understand I can't really picture what the gaming environment is, but I don't want to get bogged down in that.
Yeah,
because
I couldn't either. I had to go and jump on YouTube, and it makes total sense when you have a look. Imagine and this is going to sound stupid if for those that are playing it, but imagine like a massive Sims environment. Yeah, where you create an avatar and you try and complete challenges and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the nuts and bolts. 164 million people are active on this each month, which is pretty phenomenal. To put that in size, Minecraft, 131 million. So it's actually bigger than Minecraft, and Minecraft is perhaps one of the most well-known sandbox games. It's seen phenomenal growth, particularly over the COVID period, 81% growth over last year, but the growth rates have been above 60% since sort of 2018.
Okay.
Mind you, this did start in 2006, so it's a pretty old company.
Okay.
75% of all US kids in the US, 75% of all US kids between the ages of 9 and 12 play the game.
Wow.
Huge. So it really is attractive to kids aged between 9 and 12, and I'll get it to a bit later.
It's a very specific age bracket between 9 and 12.
Yeah.
But that's pretty crazy. 3 and 4 kids.
Yeah, and now they're raising money to try to develop a way in which they can hold those people for a lot longer, but also become more appealing to older people, and try and get that sort of a figure for maybe 12 to 15 and beyond, or whatever it may be. The people who are playing it 2.5 times more than they are spending on YouTube. So to just give you an idea of the sort of scale of this. In terms of a business model, so they have generated $500 million, just over $500 million, $588 million in revenue in the last 9 months up to the end of 2020.
Sorry, how much?
588 million.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so pretty significant revenue, and that's grown from 300 million in 2018. So it's pretty significant revenue growth. The two main ways that they create revenue, so they have their own coin called a Robux. Mm-hmm. Users will go in and obviously convert real currency into Robux, and then that allows them to unlock multiple things in the game, spend on avatars, blah, blah, blah.
Microtransactions, all that
sort of jazz.
Yeah.
And then the developers are also incentivized by the Robux coins, which can then be converted for themselves back into real currency. They're either paid by users for their environments, or they are, the more that people use their environments, they're rewarded with these coins. And some of the best developers are on very high sort of 6-figure salaries each year and making a decent amount of money. So they're the kind of two main ways. You have to buy the coin and they just take a clip on the transaction. However, this comes straight from this comes straight from their IPO and their prospectus. We have a history of net losses, and we may not be able to achieve or maintain profitability in the future.
Wow. Okay.
So whilst they are making pretty significant revenue, they're not turning a profit. Worth noting.
Mm-hmm.
But look, if they can manage to monetize the audience in a profitable way, then who knows what's possible. So they've raised 150 million recently through Andreessen Horowitz, one of the big VC firms in the States.
Yeah.
That was at a valuation of $4 billion. They are about to IPO and want to use the funding to expand internationally and to appeal to international gamers. So that's kind of my pitch. I'm really just banking on here that the stock market disregard the fact that they're unprofitable. They're seeing pretty significant growth. The risk is that a lot of the growth over the last 12 months has absolutely been from COVID, and they recognize that the growth rates they're currently seeing might not be sustainable.
Yeah.
But I also think that the majority of their users are in the States at the moment, and if they can use the money that they raise to expand internationally, then there's no reason that the growth rates can't sort of continue in that vein. And ideally, given that they have so many users at a young age, if they can build a model that keeps those users over a long period of time, that lifetime value of customers is pretty strong. That's my pitch.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't your biggest risk that the investment bankers price the IPO at a stupidly high valuation, and then
It bombs.
when you buy when you in inverted commas would buy the shares, because let's be honest, you're not getting in pre-IPO.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. I'm getting in pre-IPO. I'm getting in pre-IPO.
From the first, whatever price it hits the boards at, it may just be that they price it too high. And it might be, everything you've said might be true, but you might get stung by the Goldman Sachs or the Citibank or whoever.
Well, can we put a caveat that it's at the price of IPO, that we'd come in pre-IPO?
No.
We just did that for your bold prediction.
Which one was that?
Whatever your IPO was.
Oh, the Stripe one.
The Stripe,
Yeah, but we did it for both.
Yeah.
Oh, you've made... Oh, look, whatever.
But you're right. That is a risk. It is an absolute
yeah,
risk.
Yeah.
And look, I think for me, I know this is stock of the year. I just kind of got too deep in this on the research side before I considered what the impact of the actual competition between us would be.
Yeah. Are they an American company?
Yes. I don't know. Do you have that in front of you?
No.
I'm pretty sure they are, yeah.
Hey, mate, this is your pitch.
Founded by a couple of blokes, 2006, as I said. It looks like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice one. I was just wondering where they were going to list. So I imagine...
they're going to be listing in the States.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, cool. Well...
So we'll keep track of that.
Roblox?
I'm happy to put all of that info online somehow. We'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And then you can have a look at the notes yourself.
I'm interested... if you were going to put... Not just for this exercise, but if you were going to put your actual money into it...
Yeah.
Would you play it?
Beforehand?
Yeah.
I watched a lot of videos, surprisingly, to get an idea.
Right.
To just get the scale of how people are interacting with this, and are there a lot of YouTubers? It's big.
So you've completely avoided my question though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't play it.
Okay, that's interesting. I think I would want to play it.
But I just don't have anything to compare it to. Then I'd have to play Minecraft, and then I'd have to play to be like, is this better than because interestingly, Minecraft I think's only been around for 2 years. It's got 131 million. This has been around since 2006.
No, Minecraft's been around for more than 2 years, hasn't it?
I don't think so.
I feel like I've heard about it for a long time. You're throwing a lot of big calls out here today.
It's a lot newer. It's a lot newer than Roblox.
So I guess I think at the very least, what I'd want to do. Minecraft was released in 2011.
Initial release date 2011.
Initially released as what was known as Minecraft Classic on May 17th, 2009. The game was then fully released November 18, 2011.
There you go.
Anyway, let's not worry about Minecraft because
No,
yeah,
it's not public either.
I would be. No, it's owned by Microsoft. Minecraft.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Anyway, I think at the very least I would be speaking to like my kid cousins who are sort of in that 9 to 12 age bracket and trying to understand like what do they think of Roblox? Is it cool for them to play it, or is there like a new game that they're playing? Because selling to kids can be fickle. Like, if you're trying to if that 9 to 12 window is the window you got to hit, and they're obviously hitting it hard, they got to make sure that the next 9-year-olds and
Yeah, I agree, and I think they've recognised that they can't keep relying on the 9 to 12-year-olds, which is why they want to try and make it more appealing to an older demographic. So with that's going to come a lot of money spent on, I guess, their engines and maybe changing environments to become less child-friendly and a bit more.
I guess, but like I'm just thinking of teenagers being like, but that's a kid's game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I think anything that can get 3/4 of a population to do something is a very compelling business. So don't get me wrong, I like it. I'm just trying to think what the contrarian argument would be. But I like it.
Nice.
Here's a question. If a lot of these big tech companies are making plays in the gaming space. So Microsoft bought Minecraft, Amazon bought Twitch, Apple have released a few gaming things. Everyone's trying to get into the gaming ecosystem. Could a company end up just buying Roblox?
Sure, I didn't see why not.
What would that do for our stock of the year game?
We'd have to review that at the time.
Yeah, you'd have to. Do you want a backup one? Don't give us the pitch. Just give us a backup name now.
Restoration Hardware.
Okay, done.
It's listed in the States, Restoration Hardware. RH, if you want to look it up.
Okay, nice. All right, well, that was a great pitch.
Equity mind.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.